What up everyone, Clayton here, and today we're back with another Skyrim skill guide. Today we're going to be going over the illusion skill in the mage tree. In this video I'll give an overview of the skill, perks that you'll need if you want to use the skill, and how to level it pretty quickly. If you've seen my videos like this before, you kind of know the rundown. So for illusion, it's kind of broken down into 4 different types of spells. Calming spells, fear spells, fury spells, and sneaky spells, and that's kind of how I classify it. Each of the illusion spells are up to a certain level, so if the enemy that you use it on is above that level, the skill will just not work on them. So that kind of sucks, so you might want to think about which enemies you're using them on. If it's a high level enemy, you might not want to use your low level illusion spells. So what calming does is pretty much just calms people and makes them not fight for a certain amount of time. And it will affect higher level people if you dual cast it, but we'll talk about that later when we get into perks. Falling under the calming spells, I put the courage spell and the call to arms spell. This spell will increase the combat skills of a person you hit with it, so it's really good if you have a follower, you hit them with this spell, and it'll increase their stats and they will not flee from combat, so you can kind of use them as a giant tank as you pump the courage into them, so that way they can fight a lot easier. Fear spells make people run away in terror, so they will not fight and they'll just run away in terror, and you can track them down and kind of slaughter them one by one. And like I said earlier, if they're high level, it will not work on them, and that's just kind of how you have to do with illusion. Fury spells are kind of different. If you hit someone with a fury or a frenzy spell, they will actually attack other people around you. So if you hit one person, they might attack a calmed NPC over here, and another NPC who is just around town might attack them as well. So that's kind of the best way to like imbue chaos, is you hit one person with a frenzy spell or a fury spell, and it makes them attack everyone around you. So it's probably one of the coolest spells and probably how I use illusion if I was going to use illusion. And for sneaky, you have muffle and invisibility. Muffle makes your footsteps quieter so you can sneak a lot easier, and invisibility is also a good sneaking spell because you're invisible so people can't see. Also, you have clairvoyance, which is if you have a quest activated, you can use it to find your way to where you need to go for that quest, which doesn't really fall into any of the 4 classifications or types that I use, so I don't really talk about it, and it's not really that good. For the perks, this is probably one of the skill lines that I would recommend getting almost every single perk, if not every single perk in the tree. You definitely want to get the perks that lower the magicka cost for the different levels of the skill. So you have your apprentice, your adept, your expert, and your master level. You want to make sure you get those so those spells cost less and less so you don't run out of magicka. Also, the illusion dual casting perk is pretty important because, like I said earlier, the main problem with illusion is when enemies get higher level, you can't use your illusion spells because they don't work on that high level of people. If you dual cast a spell, it will make it more powerful and work on higher level people, so that's one way to get around this, and it's really useful, and I recommend getting the dual casting perk. Pretty much all the rest of the skills or the perks in this illusion tree make it so that your illusion spells work on higher level people or animals. Like Animage and Kindred Mage make it work on higher level animals and people respectively. And also you have the Hypnotic Gauge, Aspect of Terror, and Rage, which correlates with the Calm, Fury, and Frenzy, or Calm, Fear, and Frenzy spells. So it makes it that those spell lines work on higher level people, and they are additive with the cumulative or with the Animage and the Kindred Mage perk. So you want to get those if you want to use illusion into the late game, and you also want to make sure you get the Master of the Mind, which allows illusion spells to work on undead, Daedra, and automatons. I can't say that word. But if you don't have this perk, you can't use it on undead, or so vampires, Draugr. You can't use illusion spells. And this is a level 90 perk, so you definitely want to make sure you get that, because it's pretty important if you want to use this as your main skill. The only one I could skip if you want to is Quiet Casting. This is more for sneaky characters. It makes it so that every spell you cast is silent, so it will not break your sneak. If you're a sneaky Nightblade, this would be a good spell, but if you're just a regular mage, you just want to use illusion, this is probably one of the only perks you can skip. For leveling it quickly, you want to train if you want to. You can go to Delvis, who is in the College of Winterhold. He is in the Hall of Countenance. He sleeps there, so go there at night and you can get him to train you, and you can also buy all the spells there, and he'll also give you the master level spell once you hit a level 100. So join the Cauldron Run and Hold. It's really beneficial if you're going to be a mage. Also, if you just want to grind this skill up, just spam Muffle. Muffle is the best way to do it, and you can probably get to level 100 pretty easily as long as you have a lot of magicka. And if you don't, you can also do the quest for Delvis, which actually has a glitch or a bug to give you unlimited magicka for a set amount of time. So, you know, go to Delvis, do that quest. It might give you the bug that you have unlimited magicka for a amount of time. Spam Muffle, and you could probably get to 100% or 100 illusion in the afternoon or something like that. So yeah, the leveling's really easy. Just spam Muffle, perks, get them all, and the spell line or the skill is really cool. I enjoy it, but as you go on in levels, it's harder and harder to use because enemies just get higher and higher level. So just keep that in mind if you want to use this as your main skill. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe for more. And this is Clan, signing out.